My name's Kinsey and I am the brand and web designer behind 𝘚𝘶𝘱𝘱𝘰𝘪. I started my design studio in 2018 and today I am going to share with you guys all of the steps I took. Obviously this is just a general overview and there's a lot more involved than the basics that I go over here. However, these are things from my own experience that I learned as I was building my design business. So step one, that should pretty much be a given, is you must learn and understand the software and tools necessary to become a graphic designer. So that means you need to learn how to use Adobe Illustrator, the industry standard, probably Photoshop, and then some basic design principles as well. There are a ton of free YouTube tutorials to practice, and there's also plenty of online Skillshare classes that you can follow along with to really enhance your design skill set. It's also important to understand how to utilize all of the tools that are inside of Adobe Illustrator because it will allow you to create things that most software doesn't give you the ability to create. There's also a few really great design books that I personally read when I first started, and those really helped me as well. Once you grasp an understanding of how to actually use design software as well as the basic design principles, it's time to further practice and find your own niche through concept projects. It took me nearly 2 years to find my own specific style and figure out the niche I really wanted to go in. And I did this through posting consistently on Instagram, trying out a lot of different design techniques and exploring the different categories within graphic design, such as pattern design, illustration, and branding. It's important to remember there's a lot of different categories that graphic design contains under it. So just because you're watching this video does not mean you necessarily have to go into branding or that you have to do something involving logo design. Once you've figured out your own style and defined your niche, it's really important to think about what type of clientele is going to resonate with the style that you have as well as the type of work that you want to do. For example, if you really like doing dark illustrative styles and packaging design, you may want to attract beverage and beer companies. Or if you really like doing corporate style, you may want to attract larger, big brand corporations. Once you figure out this ideal target audience as well as your niche and style, you can then develop a name that reflects these things. When you're creating your name, you're going to want it to resonate with the target audience you're trying to attract and reflect the services that you offer. A lot of people create really generic names involving the word design or creativity or art, which I definitely don't see anything wrong with. That's kind of the path that I took. But there's also a lot of fun ways to create really abstract, unique design studio names. Now that you've nailed down your name, your style, you have the software and tools necessary to create graphic design work, it's time to develop your website and get a portfolio online. There's a lot of different platforms out there. A few that I recommend are WordPress, Showit, and Squarespace. When you're developing your website, you're going to want to only put in your most notable work, even if it's just concept projects, and work that is going to directly attract your target audience. You want to appear to be very niche specific and stand out through your own style. This will make you appear as an expert and bring in your ideal clientele. When it comes to listing out your services and going in depth about what you do, I recommend hiring a copywriter, although for a lot of people that may not be something you can do when you're just starting. So you really want to sit down and think about the goals that you want to help your clients accomplish and build your copy around that as well as your services. Your services should also be very niche specific and you don't want to overwhelm potential clients with too many options, so keep that in mind. Now, this process of developing your niche, finding your style, identifying your ideal clientele, and building out your website will probably take multiple months. And in fact, it may even take years of refinement to really hone in on what you truly want to be doing. Once you've got your website up, and you've got somewhat of a social media presence going and you've been posting, it's time to really start trying to reel in legit paying clients. When you first start, it's a good idea to tell all your family and friends. You can also post in local networking groups announcing the start of your new local business, as well as entrepreneur groups. I also have another entire video all about how to get graphic design clients from home. but you have to have the things that we've gone over in place first before the tactics that I shared in my other video with you are actually effective. You don't have to worry about actually registering your business until you make about $600. That is the law where I'm located, and it may be different depending on where you are from. Once you get your first few clients, you should be practicing and refining your design process. So what I mean by that is the process from getting your client from your website to your inbox into an actual project, going through the project, and then offboarding them. You should ideally be using a project management system or other various tools to appear as a professional and make this process as organized and easy for you and the client as possible. Some of the tools and resources I recommend looking at are Loom for video presentations, Asana for project management, 𝘚𝘶𝘱𝘱𝘰𝘴 for proposals and invoices, as well as contract information. And then there is also some other options like Honeybook, 𝘚𝘶𝘱𝘱𝘰𝘴, Monday.com, and various other workflow tools. I personally use Asana and 𝘚𝘶𝘱𝘱𝘱𝘰𝘴, but I encourage everybody to figure out what works best for them and their clients. I also highly recommend using Calendly to schedule calls with clients. If you're looking to book high-ticket clients, you're probably going to have to sell them over a phone call, and you should definitely not be giving out clients your phone number. I have some videos about why that's a really bad idea. I only use Zoom now, and no clients have access to my phone number. With speaking on phone calls and marketing your business, it's very important to remember that if you're just starting and you're feeling nervous about getting on the phone, or you're feeling nervous about truly putting yourself out there on social media in video format and getting on your stories, it's just a process that you're going to have to work through. The first time I ever got on the phone call with a complete stranger, I'm sure my voice was extremely shaky because I was just so nervous to do that. However, through practice, the more you do it, the more you post on your stories, the more you put yourself out there with video content, and the more you talk to strangers on the phone, the better you're going to get at selling your services. Hopefully this video has given you guys an overview of how to start your own graphic design business. And as I stated in the beginning, this is just a basic step-by-step overview. There's a lot more to work through in each of these steps, and a lot more involved when you're looking at it in depth. That being said, I did just recently start offering one-on-one design mentoring coaching calls. You can book them and pay as you go, meaning you can click the link, pay for a 1-hour coaching call with me, and if you enjoyed it and you got some value out of it, you can book another one whenever you feel like it on your own timeline. I started offering this because one reason I made my YouTube channel was to just showcase and share my experience with other designers as well as other business owners. And I found that I really enjoy mentoring new designers. I truly believe there's room for everybody in the industry, and everybody has their own unique style and brand to bring to the table. So if this video was helpful, please do give it a like, and if you are struggling with marketing or you would like some mentorship assistance, do schedule a coaching call with me. I will leave that information below, as well as links to some of the resources and tools I referred to in the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.